Alright.
ねえ、そろそろ思い出してきた？
Welcome back to another episode
これまでのこと、ちゃんと覚えてる？
Now Island. Sarah and I are left shaking a button to lift, plunging ever downwards. So this means I've been revived?
なんて言い方をするんですか。再雇用ですよ、再雇用。
Yay! I got my job back! See, then let's go with that instead.
そういうことなんです。
Fine with me. I have some questions of my own anyway. I'm referring to the real Setsuna. With that said, it's a difficult topic to approach given the romantic nature of their relationship. Hey Sara, you know, the girl I love...
なぜまたこの場所でその話なんですか?
She misunderstood me again. Even though I was just using it as a lead-in. You know, it was right about here yesterday when we... 忘れてください! 忘れてください! She's got some nerves, seeing as she came on to me. Don't worry yourself. It's not like it was my first time.
私も初めてじゃありませんから.
We're getting nowhere! Wait, shouldn't I stay on the attack? You weren't my second either, you know?
私は二人目ですが。これでも一人目といろいろ経験済みですから。
Right. Why is she being so insistent? Does that mean those boobs of yours have had their fair share of attention? That dog Setsuna! I haven't even laid a hand on those colossal kills yet.
当時は16歳でしたから、まだそんなに大きくは。
Oh, that's fine then.
もう5年なんですよね。まるであの日からずっと時間が止まってしまっていたような気がします。
To me, 5 years is too long for me to imagine, but I kind of understand how she feels. Time passes a little too quickly in this world. There are moments in life when you want to stand still, and moments when you want to curl up for a while. When that happens, you should just let it go for a short time. Someday we'll rise up once more, and begin to walk again. We'll be able to once we met someone who'll pat us on the shoulder, or give our backs a gentle push.
よかった。せつなさんに出会えて。
Oh, but I can't take your Setsuna's place, even if I did take his color.
はい、わかっていますよ。
Sara flashes a grin.
むしろせつなさんにはそのことを実感させていただきましたから。
So that means I'm just a bait?
だからなんて言い方をするんですか。感謝してるんですよ。目を覚まさせてくださったことに。
So I am bait. Grateful, huh? That unpleasant itch on my back is probably telling me I'm not such an honorable guy. That I'm not worth tanking. I'm just a nobody after all. I can't accomplish anything on my own. Right! So why don't you let me follow those knockers as tanks?
それは競技に反しますから。
Please! Should you be alright with it if it's not?
ダメに決まってます。
So the scriptures don't come into play at all. Sara? Sara suddenly conceals her face and then...
少しだけ。
Boggers! She clings tightly to my arm, leaning heavily on me. Ah! Wait, her chest is directly touching my arm. Hey, Sara, I was just joking earlier, you know? I wasn't particularly...
違います。少し気持ちが悪く。
Hey, Sara! Are you okay?
もう喉まで。
Uh-oh. Not my shirt! Hang in there. Not much longer now. Jesus Christ. Someone wants to tug at my shirt forever, someone wants to keep sniffing on it, and then comes this lady with vomiting, with Sara continuing to retch and massage her back in long strokes. That reminds me, she had her head down and kept silent at first. Jeez, this one's nothing but trouble.
すみません。ありが死にたいです。
Don't see that. It'll wash right off later.
後で預からせてください。
Not my shirt.
責任を持ってきれいにしておきますので。
Not my shirt. I won't have anything to wear on the way home, though.
しかしそんな格好を公衆の面前にさらされてしまうと、私のプライドが。
Surely it would be my pride hanging in the balance. Anyway, you said you accumulated plenty of experience and whatnot, didn't you? Then that should have been nothing.
そんな特殊な経験はありません。
I have, by the way. I wish you wouldn't look at me like a prince of... Well, I am covered in dirt, I suppose.
だったら、キスくらいであんなに大騒ぎしなくても。
Why is she sulking? I mean, you kissed me. Kissing is a big deal. It's not something you do to someone unless you love them.
すみませんでしたね。好きでもない人で。大体何なんですか、せつなさんは。好きな人がいるならいると言ってくれればいいじゃないですか。
Now she's getting angry with me? Well, I did say so in the end, but then you...
タイミングの問題です。わざわざ人が弱ってる時を狙わないでください。
I wasn't striking you.
さて、どうでしょう。
Why is she blaming me for this?
ここで話すべき話ではありませんでしたね。
Sara averts her gaze and instead directs it to the basket placed in the center of the plaza. I'm saved.
この件につきましてはまた後ほどじっくりと。
She's serious.
ですが、妙ですね。
Strange.
サンドイッチの減り方がいつもより遅いような気がします。
It might appear that way since we brought so many, but even taking that into account, the children don't seem to be biting. I do see there are about half as many gathered here compared to yesterday.
レモンちゃんに昨日のことを謝りたかったのですが。
Looking around the square, Karen is nowhere to be found. Well, I didn't expect her to turn up, but the fact that Peach is absent too means...
やはり嫌われてしまったのでしょうか。
Or maybe they're just sick of corn sandwiches.
それはありえません。
That was a swift denial. Well, I don't think that's the case either. Don't worry yourself. It's just one of those days. The ones who didn't show up today are probably the mini Avalon crew. Karen must have forbidden them from approaching Sara, or something like that. She's a stubborn one too, after all. Well, Karen did witness a conflict between Avalon and the church with her own eyes. I can't understand her distrust of Sara. If anything, I'm the strange one for trusting her without any substantial evidence. But on the other hand, anyways, that's how I'm able to mediate between the two of them. Hey, you guys, you can take the whole basket, so grab some for your friends later. As soon as I call out, the children will venture out of the shadows and swipe the basket. The next moment, Sara and I are the only ones left in the plaza. Just as unsociable as usual.
誰に似たんでしょうね。
Don't make it sound like they're my kids. Jeez.
口の悪いところとかそっくりですよ。可愛くむくれても無駄です。
Am I really that similar to the children here? They speak too little, are ungrateful, and impossible to read. Plus they flock to anyone who's kind to them. Huh, I guess we are alike.
せつなさんも昔はここで暮らされてたんですか？
No, I was... Where did I come from? I only have hazy emotions and bits and pieces to go on. But I can't say one thing for certain. Somewhere much nicer than here. Thinking back on it now, it was a time filled with happiness. That's why I failed to notice that most important thing. I got kicked out because of a bunch of stuff that happened. So I'm living with Rinne now.
リンネちゃん、以前教会前でお会いしたあの子ですよね。帽子の。
That's right. The one with the hat.
お会いしたのはあの時が初めてですが、話はよく伺っていましたよ。
First time. And I heard a lot. From Setsuna, I assume.
なんでも、機械いじりが趣味の不思議な子だとか。
She hasn't changed. She's always cooped in her room, messing with something or other. Sara looks down and falls silent.
彼女からお兄さんのこと、何か聞かれていますか？
Not really. Just that he too gone missing. I'm sure that's because I avoided that subject too. But Rinne's never tried telling me about him either. She's always called me Setsuna like it's nothing, never once looking awkward when she did. And it has been 5 years after all. Enough time for hope to completely vanish, as well as time to forget her disappointment and grief. No, there's no way she do forget. It's penetrated deep into her heart. She's just pretending to have forgotten about it.
強いんですね、リンネちゃんは。
Yeah, she is. And she's a cheerful, positive, hard worker. Shockingly so, in fact.
羨ましいです。
Well, I could see the same about you. Everyone here is resilient in some sense of the word. Instead of getting discouraged or giving up, they wear smiles on their faces, even without the suffering they must have endured. That's what makes me want to change. Though it's sort of pathetic to see it to someone's face, so I won't. Hey, can you tell me about him? Setsuna if you want?
ええ、元よりそのつもりです。ただ、
Sara falters for a moment, then continues.
リンネちゃんには秘密にしておいていただけますか？
Of course. I know at least that much. She sees me nod and begins her story.
私があの人と出会ったのは教会前の広場です。衛兵に囲まれて殴られていたのを私が止めに入ったのがきっかけでした。あの人はアバロンのスパイだと疑いをかけられていました。似たようなことがありましたよね。
Sara shoots me a slightly mischievous glance. I suppose it does. But the Avalon back then was an actual insurgent army the church was fighting at the time. It would be a euphemism to say he was being beat up. I bet they would have ended up killing him if she do let them be.
と、それからいろいろありまして、私はあの人とお付き合いさせていただくことになりました。
You're skipping over it. That's the best part.
詳しく聞かれたいのですか？
No, that's fine. Just give me a quick summary. Hearing her speak fondly of Setsuna would just get me riled up
コー
anyway.
ンスープをお出ししたところ、痛く感激されまして、私の手を取って、俺のために一生コーンスープを作ってくれ、と。
Right. I told her to keep it short. I must say, that's a rather corny line.
という夢を見まして、私は自分自身の恋心に気づかされたんです。
It was just a dream! Well, she must have liked him so much that he appeared in her dreams. Pretty sure this corn fanatic's dreams are irrelevant here, honestly. But he was suspected of being a spy, right? Where do you find getting involved with him?
スパイ容疑だなんてとんでもない。
But no matter how much you insisted on that, the grown-ups around you must
あ
have...
の人は正真正銘、アバロンのスパイでしたよ。
Huh?
妙だとは思ったんですよね。時々柄の悪い方たちと歩かれているのを見かけましたし。ですが猛アタックの甲斐もあり、晴れてお付き合いさせていただけることになったんです。
Wasn't she just using
か
you?
もしれませんね。
Perhaps.
ですがあの人はきちんと話してくださいましたよ。自分たちはこの世界を、アイランドを救いたいだけだって。すべてを包み隠さず、私に話してくださったんです。
Oh, he might not have been such a bad guy after all.
ことが終わった後にベッドの上で
After? He's the worst.
口下手な人だったんですよ。
I don't think that was the problem. But he's better than me just by talking to her, I suppose.
私は教会の考えをあの人にお伝えしました。教会も願いはアバロンと同じだと。教会とアバロンの和解が成立したのはその直後のことでした。
Was that because of you two by any
それ
chance?
はわかりません。ただの偶然かもしれませんし、私も知らないところであの人が奔走してくれたのかもしれません。ですが私はこう考えています。もともと双方の願いは同じだったのだから和解は当然の結果だと。
Yesterday, at the altar, Sara concluded that the conflict was a meaningless one. Sara knew that there was no need for the church and Avalon to fight. That the fighting had simply taken lives. But that was put to an end 5 years ago.
問題はその後です。
Sarah's voice grows firm.
和解後間もなく聖地アバロンを探すために遠征隊が組織されました。言い換えればアイランドの外に活路を見出すための先遣隊です。アイランドの外は禁域と定められた場所。聖地を探し求めたために数えきれないほどの人間が命を落としたと聖典には記されています。私は本当は反対したかったんです。ですがあの人は
Setsuna joined the exploration team, and Sara was unable to stop him. That was Setsuna's wish, as well as Sara's.
大聖堂の奥にあるアイランドと外の世界をつなぐゲート。普段は近づくことさえ禁じられているのですが、その日だけは違いました。遠征隊の壮行式です。ゲート前は別れを惜しむ家族や恋人でごった返していました。ですがあの人は一人でした。私にできたのはゲートの向こうに消えるあの人の背中をただ黙って見送ることだけでした。
I'm sure that was enough for him, though. Even though he was alone, he had someone to send him off. Even though he was alone, he had one person waiting for him to come home. And I have to ask her, the one person who had been waiting for him, the most cruel question of all. But if he's the man Karen met, if the church was indeed hiding the truth, I heard that no one returned though. That's the crux of the matter.
それは
Sara takes a quick glance all around us, then speaks in a low voice.
それは教会の嘘です。戻ってきたのは7人。誰もが衰弱しきり瀕死の状態だったと聞いています。
7?
残りのメンバーはアイランドに帰り着くことさえできなかったそうです。そう、アイランドの外は死の世界。そこに希望はありませんでした。
That was the truth the church had kept hidden? That was the secret of the world that the church had been protecting all this time?
事実を公にすることはできませんでした。
There's gotta be more than that.
当時のアイランドにはまだアバロンを支持する者が多く、彼らは外の世界に希望を求めていましたから。
Hope can be surprisingly fragile. It gets chipped away little by little every day. But if it suddenly got smashed to pieces one day, their hearts would suffer the same fate. They wouldn't be able to pick themselves up again after that.
教会は7人の存在を闇に葬ることを決めました。
What?
彼らを極秘裏に収容していた病院に火を放ったんです。
Wait a sec, that's...
はい。口封じです。
Why did they have to go that far? Surely there must have been other ways to keep them quiet.
事件を私は人の噂で知りました。病院で火の不始末があり、隔離病棟に入院していた6人の患者が亡くなったと。
6? Then the one that lived was...
それがあの人でした。 事件の3日後、あの人は私の前に姿を現しました。全身が炎に焼かれ、目を背けたくなるようなひどいありさまでした。あの人は私に事件の真相を話し、それから言いました。決して誰にも話すなと。それがあの人の最後の言葉でした。
Sarah's legs are shaking.
なのに私は彼の言葉の意味を理解してあげることができませんでした。どうして最後に私の前に姿を見せたのか、どうして最後に私に真実を伝えたのか。誰にも話せないのなら、どうして私に。
I'm sure the reason for that was a simple one. He probably wanted to meet you one last time before he died. And also, he probably didn't want his last words to be a lie. Sarah's a wise woman. She should know that much without me telling her. She just doesn't want to acknowledge it. If I had sent someone to their death, I wouldn't want to acknowledge that you wanted me at the very end of their life either.
あんなことになることが分かっていたら生かさなかったのに。絶対にこの手を離さなかったのに。
That's not true. Sara and Setsuna protected this island by not letting their hope die. They gave people the strength to stand once more. The two of them kept their promise they made to the very end. You'll get sick again.
あ、はい。
Even on our way back up the left, I'm struggling to find a way to break the ice. The difference is, this time, it's become harder to make conversation, since Sara looks like somewhat of an empty shell. This is the face of a person who's just spilled all her secrets, I'm sure. Maybe Sara has no more left to say. But... Suddenly, blush in darkness, the lift comes to a halt. Oh no. Sara? Are you okay?
はい、平気です。
I feel her tugging at my sleeve. I can feel her
故
trembling.
障でしょうか。
The lights are out. Maybe it's a power
で
cut.
すが、こんなこと今まで一度も
Is there an emergency
あ
procedure?
りません。
I held my breath and listened for any sounds. Silence. The lift has come to a complete stop. It doesn't look like we're in any danger for now. Let's just wait it out until someone fixes it.
もしずっとこのままだったら。
It's okay, we'll figure something out.
はい。
The two of us sit on the cold floor. There's nothing we can do but wait. Nothing but wait. And hope that nothing bad will happen. I wonder how much time has passed. Our vision might have returned thanks to the emergency light that it lit up, but the button itself is unresponsive, and the lift shows no sign of moving. Creepy. I don't know what's going on outside, but I bet things are not back to normal just yet. Shut up from the outside world. The lift is just like a stone tomb. Is it protecting us from the dark, from the world? Or is it protecting the world by keeping us locked inside? I can't help feeling irritated that I can't do anything but wait.
狭い場所は苦手です。狭い場所に閉じこもっていると、自分の時間と本当の時間がずれていくような気がするんです。
What is real time, though? There's no absolute measure of time. Such a thing doesn't exist. That's why a standard needs to be put in place. That's what we need to find. Not a time that someone else has imposed on us, but our own sense of time. Maybe that's why people want to venture into the outside world. People are creatures of desire. They seek what they cannot find here. An ideal which must exist elsewhere. What's wrong?
あ、いえ。せつなさんも難しい話をするんだなと思いまして。
What was your impression of me before?
ノリと勢いだけで生きているものとばかり。
Well, you're mostly right about that. There's nothing wrong with living that way, as long as things are going well. But that's not good enough.
いえ、いいと思いますよ。あの人も割と勢い任せでしたから。
Setsuna, huh?
放っておくと、すぐにとんでもないことをし始めるんです。命綱もなしに、教会の屋根に登って勝手に修繕を始めた時は、いろんな意味で肝を冷やされました。
He helped the church, even though he was an Avalon spy?
あの人にはアバロンも教会もないんです。おそらく、スパイだという自覚もなかったかと。
I see. He really was like me.
アイランドの外に通じる抜け穴を見つけたから、一緒に行ってみないかと言われたこともあります。
Did you?
とんでもない。外に出ることは固く禁じられていますから。
Sorry, foolish question. The church forbids people from going outside. The church tries to protect people from the world of death. But people lose their senses when they continue to be cooped up in a small space. That's why Sara and Setsuna wanted to change the island. Hey Sara, mind if I ask you another foolish question?
なんでしょう、突然改まって。
It's something I wanted to ask for a while now. Why are you going to these lengths for the island? She hands out food to the colorless children. She saved an Avalon spy. She's concerned for the island's future. I didn't get a chance to ask her back then. Or rather, I didn't have the right to hear the answer to that question. But I feel like I do now.
それが、私の宿命ですから。
Destiny?
幼い頃に、母から聞かされたことがあります。ガーランド家は、汚れた一族だと。
A family besmirched, damaged someone's reputation, and these weird things, I don't know how to call them. Okay, with a bloody past. Yeah, besmirched a good name of his family. Yeah, I get it.
そして、その罪はお前の体にも刻まれていると。その時はよく意味がわかりませんでした。幼心にかっこいいとさえ思っていました。
Cool.
見ますか？
Sara chuckles at me. I know where she's gonna show it. Oh no, maybe it's just my imagination that her expression suddenly looks like a little girl's. Sara? She might have taken that as a yes, or maybe she had no intention of asking me in the first place. Sara pulls down the neck of her robes, without embarrassment nor hesitation. Hey, Sara, what are you? She continues exposing her naked flesh until...
これが私の罪の証です。
It enters my vision for a brief moment, then I come to my senses. Cover it up! It's not something you should be showing to other people. I grab Sara's robes and forcefully redress her. My heart isn't throbbing because I got to see the breasts I only imagined in my wildest dreams, of course. And I left pressed towards the middle, right where her heart would be, was something that still burns in my mind. A mole? No, it would be unusual for one to have such a defined shape. So this is...
烙印です。ガーランド家に生まれた女の子は、ここに烙印を押されるのだそうです。かつての罪を忘れないために。
With a slender finger, Sara traces over the brand over her white robes. Obviously, there's no way of knowing now what those sins were. But even if they've forgotten the Garland family by etching it on their bodies, make sure to never forget the fact they have sinned. And here they are, connected by blood and passing from one soul to another, over the passage of countless years.
なら、私だけが目を背けるわけにはいきません。
That's the reason why Sara fights.
私にばかり話させてずるいです。今度はせつなさんのことを教えてください。
Oh, it's alright. I'm not an amazing person like you. I'm nobody. It's hard enough just telling the truth nowadays. I think I'm still in the middle of discovering who I am.
では、いつか見つかったらお話ししてくださいね。
Yeah, of course.
約束ですよ。
I still don't know when that will be, but I'm sure I'll discover my true self at the end of my journey. Oh? The lights have come back on and the floor starts to shake.
よかった。ようやく動き出したみたいですね。
Oh, it's nighttime already. Having taken a single step out of the lift, Sara stares wide-eyed at the sky above. The stars are shining. We must have been trapped in the lift for quite a while, haven't we?
みたいですね。
Crap. If word gets out that we've been away from the church all this time, they might even find out through the grapevine that we've been giving food to children too. If the residents find out that we've been breaking our own rules while the ration system is still in effect...
そうでした。急いで戻り...
Oh my lord. Sara covers her mouth and sinks to the ground. Well, I figured this would happen. There's no use panicking about that now. Why don't you rest a bit? I take her by the hand and guide her to a bench. Then...
サラ様、ここにいらしたんですか?
I turn around to find a irritated woman standing there, barking at us. She's a nun from the church, judging by her appearance.
このような時に、一体どこを出歩かれていたのですか、サラ様?
何かあったのですか?
ご存知ないのですか? 停電でアイランド中が大騒ぎですよ。
Oh, so the whole island experienced a power outage.
徐々に復旧しつつあるようですが、まだ空の明かりも戻ってきていません。
A power cut? So it's not nighttime? That means...
あなたは?
She suddenly shoots me a piercing look, and I hastily let go of Sarah's hand. I'm just her bodyguard.
サラ様に向かってこいつとは何事ですか?
まあまあ、今はそんなことより...
どうされました、サラ様? まさかこの男に何か...
いえ、リフトで。
リフト?
あ、いえ、これは...
Sara's getting flustered and tongue-tied. Looks like I'm going to have to come to the rescue. That'll make her see it. She has morning sickness.
何を言い出すんですか、せつなさんは!
Just go with it. You'd have been serious trouble if you got found out now, right?
後からもっと困ることになりそうなのですが...
I'll take responsibility.
どんな形で取ることになっても知りませんからね。
Well, it'll work out somehow.
そういうことですので、私のことはお気になさらず。
まさか、本当にご解任なさっているのですか?
She still seems to have her doubts, so I'll give it one more push. Oh, there. Don't borrow your mom too much, Mawa.
なんで名前をつけるんですか?
It's just a placeholder for now.
よくありません。やはり晴天から取ってマリアとかにですね。
Maria, huh? Could you stop complicating this situation?
あ、そうですよね。男の子か女の子かも分かってないのに、名前なんて早すぎますよね。
We seem to be getting the hang of it. Do you want children by any chance?
欲しいですよ、そりゃもう。
Oh.
サラ様!
Wow, that made me jump. And why is she crying?
ありがとうございます、サラ様!
What?
サラ様がご解任なさったとなれば、お父上様もきっとお考えを改めていただけるはずです。長かった認識票の発行制限もこれでついに。
Identification?
私はずっとこの時をお待ちしておりました。 息子を亡くしたあの時からずっとこうしてはいられません。すぐに教会に戻ってガーランド枢機卿にご報告してまいります。
ちょっと
Sarah tries chasing after the woman who dashed off. Wait, Sarah. I grab hold of her hand. We can clear up the misunderstanding later.
ですが、父に誤解されてはさすがに。
Forget that now. She mentioned the power cut earlier, didn't she?
停電？ええ、もしかしたら発電所で何かがあったのかもしれませんね。
I have a bad feeling about this. Number one, Rinne's grandfather works at the power plant. Where is it, Sarah? What if something did happen? What if something irreversible happened while we were trapped in the lift?
ご案内します。ついてきてください。
We take the lift down to the second stratum, and following Sarah's lead, it takes approximately 15 minutes. There, on the other side of the commercial district, and right in the middle of the industrial district, is the power plant. We step inside the building after passing through the open fence. The path is only lit with emergency lights. It's so dark that I have trouble finding my feet. Is it always like this?
いえ、以前父の視察に同行した時は警備員もいましたし、明かりだって。
Sarah points out the map of the building on the wall.
行きましょう。中央制御室はこちらです。
2号機の再稼働はまだか。冷却終了まであと25分です。空気循環システム依然として停止したままです。第4層の二酸化炭素濃度危険域。構わん。第1層の維持に全ての電力を回せ。
The central control room. Angry bellows fill the air.
そこで何してる。ここは立ち入り禁止だ。持ち場に戻れ。
What?
刹那か。お前がなぜこんなところにおる。
Oh, Nirvan, I'm glad you're okay.
ああ、幸い死人は出ておらん。何名か怪我を負った者はいるがな。
What the hell happened? Casualties. What on earth happened?
札なしのガキどもだ。集団で押し寄せてきたかと思うと、あちこちぶち壊していきよった。
Karen, the colorless kids. They can't possibly be.
大方上層へのやっかみだろう。奴らが住み着いている第4層への宮殿は最低限に絞られているからな。まったくやってくれる。復旧にどれだけ時間がかかることか。
まさかあの子たちがそんなことを。
お前さん、サラ・ガーランドか。
The din in the control room vanishes in a moment. The men stop in their tracks and direct their gaze at Sara.
ネハンさんが発電所に勤められているとお聞きしまして。
Sara showed me the way here.
待て待て、何が何やらさっぱりわからん。
Nirvan looks back and forth between me and Sara, his eyes darting about.
ネハンさん、実はセツナさんは私のせいで。
Now's not the time for that, Sara.
そんなことではありません。私にとっては重要なことです。
Anyway, Nirvan, about the children who smashed up the place.
ねえ、もういい。とりあえず話は後で聞く。見ての通り今は忙しい。
Oh.
仕事の邪魔だ。隅の方にでも立っていろ。
Sara and I can only do as we were told, watching the one that worked from the corner of their control room. If only there was something we could do to help. But with half of the special terms flying across the room going completely over our heads, it doesn't look like there's much of an opening for us to chip in. The one dashes in and out of the control room under orders from a man who looks to be his superior. It's kind of unsettling to see him dragging his legs sometimes, though. Beads of sweat form on his brow, his face crunches up in agony, and he roars out in an encouragement to his subordinates. And with that, the hustle and bustle finally dies down. Once I piece together the jumbled fragments of speech, I figure out that they were able to get the previously inert generator Nabachu up and running again. And so ends the commotion surrounding the power cut.
なるほど。お前の仕事というのはサラ・ガーランドの警護だったわけか。
Sorry for keeping quiet about it all this time, Nirvan.
ペラペラ喋って回るような仕事でもあるまい。 よからぬ輩に目をつけられるのがオチだ。
It's already happened, in fact.
で、そんなお前がなぜ警護すべき相手をこんなところに連れてきた？もし何かあったらどうするつもりだ？お前に責任が取れるのか？仕事は遊びじゃないんだぞ。人の命に関わる仕事ならなおさらだ。
He's hit the nail on the head. I just acted on impulse again without giving my actions a single thought.
お言葉ですがね、ハンさん。せつなさんはあなたのことを心配してですね。
わしの命とお前さんの命、どっちが重い？そんなことも教えてもらっとらんのか、ガーランドのお嬢さんは。
聖典には命の価値は平等だと。
わしが死んでも代わりはいくらでもいる。だがお前さんに何かあればアイランドは滅ぶぞ。教会は一枚岩じゃない。お前さんの親父さんは民衆からの指示で枢機卿の座に上り詰めた男。教会の他の派閥の人間から見れば異端者だ。民衆の支持基盤を失えば教会は内側から瓦解するだろう。つまり教会のマスコットであるお前さんだ。
That's enough, Nirvan. I'm the one at fault here. Don't blame Sara.
二人でかばい合いか。短い期間で随分仲良くなったようだな。
Nirvan heaves a deep sigh, then casts his eyes downward.
サラ・ガーランド、お前さんはセツナなら誰でもいいのか
？So you knew?
あいつは隠しているつもりだったようだがな。孫のことくらいちゃんと見ておるわ。あいつがアバロンに入ったことも遠征隊に参加したことも、もちろんこいつと馬鹿げた恋愛ごっこをしとったこともな。
私もあの人も馬鹿げてなど。
うちの男は皆甲斐性なしだ。そんな男がよりにもよって枢機卿のご息女と付き合うなどと、バカにも程がある。身の程知らずな恋の結末は昔から決まっとる。
私たちは違います。
ならなぜあいつはアイランドを出て行った？どうしてお前さんを捨てて行った？
それは
今頃聖地とやらで若い子をはべらせて楽しくやってるのかもしれんな。お前さんのことなんぞ忘れてな。
違います。あの人はですね。
Calm down, Sara. I kept the angered Sara under control before standing face to face with Nirvan. Nirvan, why do you always have to be like that? All you do is grumble on and on about the past. How many times are you going to repeat yourself?
言ったはずだ。年寄りにできることは自らの経験を語って聞かせることだけだと。経験の足りないお前たちにな。
Inexperienced?
そんなことはないと？自分は人並み以上の経験をしてきたと？大間違いだ。お前たちに計り知れるほど世界は浅くはない。
So you think that you know it all then?
知らんよ。わしが知ってるのはわしが見てきたことだけだ。だからそれをこうしてお前らに話しておる。せめて同じ過ちを繰り返さんようにな。
You don't need to tell me that.
お教えください、ネハンさん。何が過ちだったのかを。
Sara?
ここまで言ってもまだわからんとはな。所詮はただのマスコットか。いいかサラ・ガーランド、お前さんとセツナがつるまんでもいずれ戦いは終わっとった。教会側の勝利でな。
ですがそれでは。
アバロンとの和解で何を得た？ 人々にいらん希望を抱かせただけだ。最初から希望がなければ刹那のバカも外の世界になど行かずに済んだものを。
Why does he have to say it like that? Why do people who sacrifice their own lives for others have to be treated like idiots?
ごもっともです。
Sara!
いいんです、せつなさん。ネハンさんのおっしゃる通りです。
話は以上だ。分かったら早く上に戻ることだ。ここはお前さんが来ていい場所じゃない。
お仕事中にありがとうございました。失礼します。
Why did Sara step down so readily? If you hadn't done anything, surely.
何をボケっとしておる。とっととこのお嬢さんを教会に送り届けてこい。それがお前の仕事だろう。それとリンネに伝えておけ。今夜は帰れそうにないとな。
行きましょう、せつなさん。
With Sara urging me to leave, I exit the control room. As I step through the door, I hear Nirwan's voice coming from behind.
サラ・ガーランド、お前さんの親父さんはよくやっておる。今のような時代には他人を犠牲にしてでも生き残る図太さが必要だ。
What's with that pompous old git? Around the gun like he's all dead. Sara, don't let what Nirwan said get to you. She's just full of crap. Hey, Sara? Sara has come to a stop at this giant hole in the middle of the park. What's wrong? Do you see something? I stand next to Sara and stare down into the abyss. Below is that commercial district, where we were just earlier. And below that is the third stratum. The streets lit up here and there. And below that is nothing but pure darkness.
昔はずっと下まで光が灯っていたのでしょうか。
Maybe. I can't even imagine that though.
もしそうなら、仮想を犠牲にすることで私たちは今日まで生き残ってきたのかもしれませんね。
The sigh escaped Sara's lips in a cloud of white. So it didn't just affect the lightning. The climate control too?
私のやっていたことは父に対するただの子供っぽい反抗だったのかもしれません。
Cardinal Garland, the highest authority in the church. It doesn't matter what your reasons are. What's important is your desire to see the island.
救う方法などあるのでしょうか。
Huh?
もしかしたら父のやり方が最善なのかもしれません。
The island is a sinking ship, and that's precisely why it needs someone at the helm. To give us a little longer before the end comes for us. To give us a little longer before help arrives. I understand that. But it's clear that the situation's only getting worse if we just wait. You'll catch a cold if you stay here. Let's go inside now.
はい。
But contrary to our words, Sara is showing no signs of moving from her spot. Her eyes are just focused on that bottomless pitch black hole.
どうして私たちはこんな時代に生まれてしまったのでしょう。
I'm sure it's the same as any other. The island is just a solitary ship floating on the waters of death. But I know, its crew are searching for ways to survive. You might not like this, but I'm actually quite fond of the times we're in. Everyone's doing their best to survive. Well, the best time to be in would be one where we could have an easy life though.
やはりせつなさんは不思議な人ですね。まるで他の時代を見てきたかのようです。
Higher times? Yeah, that's right. I traveled here through time in order to save the world. Like hell I did. That's just a narrow bald-faced lie from God knows when. The first one I ever told her. Once you've told a lie, you can never take it back. But
信じちゃいますよ。
if that's what you want, I'll make it true, if that's the case. I'll make all the lies I've told true. Then no one will have any complaints. Someone who hurts and upsets no one, that's the kind of man I'll become. Never Island.
刹那
Alright, I'm gonna leave it there before it
ちゃん
gets
と覚えておき
emotional.
なさいよ。
I want shaved ice.